Okay. Hello.
Well, hello, Tania Shelepko. I've just checked how to pronounce your name properly. I'm Jules, and I'm lucky enough to be one of the participants in the ProAct Fest. My company, Finding the Will, we screened our show last night, Naming the View, so now available on SceneSaver. But today is all about you, Tanya, and finding out more about you and your work and how you came to be involved with the ProAct Fest, and actually what your involvement in the festival is.
Okay. I am involved this time as a participant, theater director of a show, Lucrece, which was created in Shakespeare Festival in Craiova and then developed during the Shakespeare Festival in Gdansk. And also with the show The New World Order that we created at ProEnglish Theatre. And we showed it on the 27th of March this year from the bomb shelter. It was
Wow.
streamed, and yeah, that was quite an experience. And also, I have a workshop on Saturday. I also work with ProEnglish Theatre for, I guess, 8 years now. So
Wow.
I was there since the very beginning. And I remember I was very involved in the first and second ProAct Fest with the organization and everything. And then I was like, okay, I'm a theater director. I can't do all this managing stuff
Oh, yeah.
at once.
Administration. It's very different to actually being a director and being involved hands-on, isn't it? Mm. Fantastic. Well, we have a shared love of Shakespeare, because that's what my company is all about. We introduce it in schools as well as doing shows inspired by Shakespeare, let's say. Tell me more. I had a brief look at the recording of your show, Lucrece. I love the title, by the way. I think it's incredibly clever. Because you've got the Ukraine, UKR in the middle. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just realized it after I did it, actually.
Oh, really? I thought that was deliberate. Well, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Uh, but tell me more about that show. Why you wanted to do it, and what you feel it's bringing to the audience.
Okay, so how it all started. I was I finished with New World Order. It was, I guess, in April, and I have a friendly theater in Romania, which is a wonderful national Craiova National Theatre. I
Yes.
used to work with them before, and I remember last time we worked on Hectomeron in 2021. It's a project that united 100 directors all over the world with Romanian actors who were performing in the theater, but the rehearsals were all online because it was
Right,
pandemic time,
of course.
and it was like Decameron by Boccaccio, and I received one little story that I had to stage with one actor, and I was doing it through Zoom,
Mm.
and then it was recorded, and you can even still look at it. So that was a funny format with that theater. And after the war started, I just texted them that in case they do something online, I would be happy to do at least some theater, because it seems to be not very possible to do any theater here in Ukraine. I didn't know then where it's gonna lead, but then in at the end of April, I already started working as a fixer with Norwegian journalists, and we were going out to Bucha, to Irpin, to Borodyanka, to liberated areas of Kyiv region, and then to Kharkiv region. And we were talking to people who survived occupation, and also was talking to women who survived the rape.
Yes.
And that was still an experience I haven't proceeded yet,
Oh no.
I believe. But at this time, Vlad Dragulescu, the artistic director of Craiova National Theatre, reached out to me and said, "I have somebody here for you." And gives a phone to a girl who
Mm.
is a refugee from Kharkiv, who lives in Craiova, and she's an acting student, third year acting student, and she went she went to the theater to find out whether she can get the makeup so she can pass her exam that she
Oh,
was doing online with
oh,
Kharkiv University. And he grabbed her and said, "Okay, here, you two connect and do some project." And I'm like, "Okay, what
wow.
kind of project?" And he said, "Well, we are having Shakespeare Festival in 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks, do some Shakespeare." So I felt that I need to take this experience and somehow work through it. And that's when I got acquainted to Shakespeare's poem, The Rape of Lucretia. And I started digging deeper and realized that actually the thing that happened to Lucretia in kind of historic context happened on the 24th of February. It was
Oh,
the festival of emperor's renovation, of king's renovation. There was no Roman Empire back then. It was like the end of Roman Republic and the start of anyways, I'm not very good at history,
mm.
but this thing struck me and I thought, okay, that's exactly what we need. And it's a story. I still don't understand how Shakespeare understands women's psychology so deeply and so, so perfectly. And it's very often underestimated. And now I think we just start looking at it through this perspective. Still, it's very patriarchal, because this woman, Lucrece, after she was raped by Tarquin, she waits the whole night. She wants to kill herself at once, but then she waits the whole night to tell the whole story to her future husband, and then she kills herself. So it's both about the courage of this woman who had this perseverance waiting the whole night after this experience to tell the truth to the world, to change the world, because actually because of this event, people of Rome, they started the rebellion against the tyranny. And yeah, so she had courage to tell the story to the world, and she kind of sacrificed herself. And it resonated very much with those women I was talking to, because they not only survived the rape, they uh, with this fact, they were able to save their neighbors and people around them, because they kind of sacrificed
Of
themselves.
themselves, yes.
themselves. And we're still developing this show, because it doesn't really give the tools what to do with this,
Yes.
but it tells the story. And of course, I put there It's not the full text. It's just little parts of the text and main plot. The rest is connected to Ukrainian music. There is a lot of physical part in this performance, and also folk songs and Ukrainian greatest poets are involved. There is Taras Shevchenko, Lesia Ukrainka, and Pavlo Tychina. Pavlo Tychina was inserted in the last performance. There is no Pavlo Tychina in the first performance. And I was pretty sure that it's a very, very fitting story there, because Pavlo Tychina is one of those poets from 30s who he survived. They didn't execute him. The Soviet authorities didn't execute him, but they made him kind of numb. He wasn't allowed to make poetry that he was supposed to make. He had to play up to the game of Soviet Union, and it kind of resonates with the story of rape, as the rape of poetry, of art.
Yes, yes,
so
and you created this whole show in 3 weeks from nothing.
We were working with Christina, who is an actress. We were working online for 2 weeks. We had a few rehearsals trying to put together the pieces, choosing the pieces and trying to understand what the story is about, figuring out the concept. And then I had to do the whole thing online. And at some point, Vlad told me, why don't you come to the festival? And I'm like, oh my God, I have to come to the festival because this girl was studying at the university, studying acting for 3 years online, for 2 years online because of the pandemic. And,
He's amazing.
Yeah. And I realized that she needed support. So I came to Romania, and we had 3 rehearsals before the show, and then we had the show. It was around 20 minutes, so it's not very long. And then we were developing it in Gdansk. We were again working online, figuring out the concept. She was learning the lines, and then we
Amazing.
met in Poland and finished the whole story.
Well, it's
not finished. We developed the story.
developed.
And
it's an ongoing.
Yeah.
And are you? Is this in the festival? Is this part of the ProAct Fest?
Yes. We're going to show it in Kyiv in person on the 21st of August.
Great.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic story. That's amazing. It's amazing. What I love about everything I'm hearing during the course of this festival, listening to the getting to know you, I was going to say podcasts, recordings, like the conversations like we're having now. I mean, I've been blown away by the fact that you are doing a festival in Ukraine anyway at the moment. But the stories that are coming out, and the theatre and the drama and the art and the artistry that's coming out, even as a result, talk about making the most of a bad situation. I mean, really. It's extraordinary, and it is the only way forward, isn't it? We have to take the situation that we're in and develop and use it positively, which you clearly are doing. Tell me about, because I'm conscious of time, tell me about the New World Order, because that sounds incredible.
Yeah. The New World Order is, as of now, in my 31 years, because I had birthday on the 26th of March and then the performance on the 27th of March, both in bomb shelter. And it's the craziest thing I've done in my life, really, like the craziest. We still didn't understand what we've done with the team, and we're going to have a meeting this Monday because seems that we're kind of ready to talk about it already, and also because there is playwright in Iran who made a play about us making a play in Kyiv. So it's super crazy. And he sent me the text. I haven't read it yet because I felt very strange hearing to the story. I will read it, and I will try to understand whether it has something to do with us, or it's just the fantasy of some people from Iran. Anyways, it was so starting from the beginning, I planned the premiere of the New World Order on the 12th of March, before the war. We had the rehearsal on the 19th or 20th of February, and it was the dress rehearsal, the final rehearsal before going into just not the dress rehearsal, the final rehearsal where we finally put all the pieces together. Yeah, I was really happy about that show. I felt this is so how to say it, not up to date, but it goes along with the time
It's
we are
relevant.
living in.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and then the war started, and one of the main actor is still fighting in the fields. Another actor had to, like, he couldn't get to us, but he was in Kiev, but on the other bank of the river, and he couldn't get to us anyways. And in the bomb shelter, there was an actor, there was an actress, and also there was another actor in another city who was with us on Zoom, and we just started. I told the guys, let's do the show, and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" Because during the day we had a lot of business, like, I don't know, delivering food, doing something, reading the news all the time. That was not a normal activity, but still we were all the time in the news. And at night during the curfew, we were still sitting in these news. So I thought, why don't we spend 2-3 hours for rehearsals every evening? And we started doing that. That was very strange. We felt super strange, like, this is so inappropriate, so wrong what we're doing, because we actually had fun at times, not all the time, but we had fun, and I felt guilty for having fun, and it was super crazy. And then the day of the show came, 27th of March, and we were taken to the festival in Deutsches Theater Berlin. So the streaming was on our page and to Georgian festival pages and so on. And I guess it was on TV in Romania. So we involved a lot of people to share it online. And we had like 25,000 views of this video at that moment. And it was super crazy feeling because I was so worried about the internet, and I thought, oh my God, if they're going to strike somewhere close and it will cut down the connection and the show will have to stop. Isn't that crazy? Like, I wasn't even thinking about lives of people. That was the craziest thing. And I think during the show, I don't even remember the feelings. It was like I was inside of in a dream, inside of somebody else's dream, or nightmare or whatever. I don't know. It was so absurd, so crazy, and the context of the show was so much stronger than the show itself. So after the show, I think I had high temperature, and there was some TV presenter talking to us, and it was so surreal. And I remember he asked some really stupid question, and I got so angry. I don't really remember. It was really so surreal, the whole experience. That I don't know. And the show was happening almost right after the drama theater in Mariupol was bombed and ruined completely.
Yes.
And I was thinking that it's somehow a dedication, that yeah, you ruin people's lives, you ruin people, you ruin buildings, but you can't ruin art itself. And that was the main message I was trying to bring. I'm not sure I believed it at that time. I was just saying it out loud so
Yes.
automatically. And then this show was taken to an exhibition in Bucharest, and it's now played in a loop in one of the rooms, and it travels a little bit. And they edit it in some way that we look like ghosts. Uh,
Ah,
and then we had the video from um, German people watching us performing from the bomb shelter during the shelling, during the bombardment, and they are watching at us, looking at us on the screen in this beautiful Deutsches Theater, wearing masks. I remember that was the thing that, like, what, it blew my mind, because wow, there is still pandemic in the world.
yes, it's still going on. Yes.
So yeah, they were wearing masks and clapping, looking at the screen, and I'm like, what the hell have we done
Yes.
just now? So I don't know. That's really a very very crazy thing. And
It's
the show is Harold Pinter, New World Order. Uh, I don't know. I don't want to say what we made it about, but you can still watch it. It's still available on our Facebook page.
definitely, definitely. Well, I shall have a really good look at that. It is extraordinary. You know, Unbreakable seems to be that. I know it's the theme of the festival, but yeah, honestly, every Ukrainian that I have spoken to, your resilience, your hope, your optimism, it's just heartwarming. It's wonderful. And what I want more than I want the UK to really take notice of this festival. I keep tweeting about it. I'm trying desperately to get some coverage for it here, because I can't believe that people don't know about this. It's such an extraordinary story, this whole festival. I'm talking to Natalia in a little while, and I'll talk to her a little bit more about that. I think how we can try and get more coverage of this, because I just think it's amazing. Just before we go, I just want to ask you, how are you? How
Me,
are you in all of this?
uh, uh, I'm alive.
You're alive.
I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
we have this meme, like when people ask you how are you, and it's so strange what to say. Like, how are you? Thank you. I'm Ukrainian.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Well, do you know, it is such a delight and a pleasure to meet you. And I really, really hope that we have the chance at some point to meet in person, that we don't just have to do it online like this.
Yes.
Here's to you. I said last night, I did a stream when we were streaming our show last night. I did a stream here in the UK alongside the SceneSaver stream, and my introduction to that was, this is with love,
With love. Yeah.
with love, yeah. With love to you and all
Oh.
of Ukraine.
Oh.
Oh gosh, I've gone. Now stop this. You've got me. Oh, listen, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. All the works that you've done, all the work you've done, and the festival is fantastic. So keep doing what you're doing. As we say in our show, the flag still flies and the city has not fallen.
Oh yes.
Yes, definitely. Here's to you. Here's to you. And thank you for a fantastic conversation. I've really enjoyed talking to you, Tania.
Thank you. I enjoyed talking to you. I'm
Look
a
after yourself.
little bit sorry. I didn't ask any questions, but you
Oh,
said
don't
at the
worry. No.
beginning that it's you
Oh,
questioning me.
no. I've been done, so to speak. I've already had my chance, my getting to know you session. So I've been done. This was all about you. So,
Okay, I will have to watch that session.
well, you know, it's just been an absolute delight talking to you, and best of luck with the Rape of Lucretia on Sunday. Sunday, folks. Sunday, the 21st. What time?
5 o'clock
5 o'clock.
in
5
Kyiv time.
Ukraine time, Kyiv time, yes. 5 o'clock. People, if you can get there, because it's live, isn't it? You're doing it live.
Yes.
Yes,
I think
yes.
there will be streaming, but yeah, we're doing it live.
And if you can get there, get there. Fantastic. Bless you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for talking to me. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.